Okay, so Bert, this today I have a question, which is about self-image,
Mm-hmm.
and what I'd like to know is that some people, I think people are coming to see that the idea of who they thought they were is just that. It's just an idea. It's nothing. There's nothing concrete to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the human part of. No, it's not. Is it? What is that? What is that idea?
First of all, yeah, when you study Advaita or study anything spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
and they begin to think you are a human being, which
Mm-hmm.
is of course the greatest knowledge that you can have, because it will answer every spiritual question when you
Okay.
understand those two words. Well, what happens in the beginning is they think, okay, that if I'm not a human,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a being,
Mm-hmm.
and then the human is just an image, then what am I? I am nothing.
Well, you're just a being.
I'm just an idea.
Yeah.
Right. And there's always the fear that I am just void, empty.
Yeah. It's
And
scary.
I go, in reality, you are the cause, not the effect.
Okay.
But at the same time, there is that idea that you are just an idea, that you're just this image, and then it's gone, it's finished, it becomes extinct, you're a zero. Okay? The truth is the opposite, because again, you are everything. But then it comes the scary part where it says, but if I'm everything, then how do I know I am?
Uh-huh.
And do you understand that? You see? Yeah.
Sort of.
Because if I am everything, then also scary.
Because you can't identify with
Because then I that's right, I cannot identify with anything.
Yeah.
You see? So we can go back to this understanding that the reason everything is confusing because the mind is so linear,
Yeah.
that it sees details, but it cannot put it all together. In other words, it sees the forest. It sees the trees, but it doesn't see the forest.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And the forest is the I am. The trees are simply the different humans that think they are separate from each other, but at the same time, they are the whole itself.
And they're always trying to figure out what they are.
That's right. That's right. And it is not something that you can figure out with the mind, but it's something that you feel whole. For example, when do you feel whole? You feel whole when you feel love. What is love? We don't know. You see? So we can say, well, love is what keeps things together. It's that unified field. It makes the earth rotate around the sun. It makes the fetus become a living, breathing human being.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the flowers grow.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you breathe, your heart beat. It's everything that makes everything possible. It's an intelligence behind all form. That intelligence manifests as you and me. Okay. But that intelligence is also just like the ocean has billions of waves, but yet each wave is the same water. There's no difference at all.
It's one ocean.
Right. It's all one ocean. Each wave sees from its own vantage point, you see, but at the same time it is the ocean which is seeing through the eyes of the wave.
Okay, so
Because it's all one, it's holographic. You see?
Mhm.
It is not linear, made up of time and space. That is all only an appearance.
Okay, so how do we reconcile our vantage point of
Okay.
one wave and the whole ocean that we are?
Okay, the best way to begin to understand, like I had this, everybody has that in the beginning. In 73, I had an experience with Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, and I was a physiotherapist at the time, and I quit that.
Mm-hmm.
And then all I wanted to do was meditate, study, etc., etc. 27 years I spent discovering who I was. In the meantime, I wrote a book, Be Aware, Be Free. I had my own television series, and blah, 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 and that went on for 27 years. But it wasn't until I was here in Vancouver, and I had a relationship, and it was so incredibly complex because there was no way in or out of it. Okay, and I don't want to go into it because it wasn't what you call a catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
You know, damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know, rock in a hard place type of thing.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere to go. And I was totally frustrated, and I realized at that moment that I was helpless and there was nothing I can do. And so I threw my arms up in the air and I said, oh, Bhagavan, please help me. You know, I was so frustrated. And then I realized in 2 minutes what 27 years of study and practice could not give me. I realized I am a human being. When I realized I'm a human being, everything became so clear. And right now, what I want to say is for people who are listening to this video is that understanding that you are a human being will not only solve every question and problem, but whenever you are faced with any difficulty in life, you resort to that understanding and it will bring clarity. Okay, so briefly it is this, and we'll go back to your question more in detail later. Mm-hmm. You know, we have two sides to us and they are opposites. It's a duality. You know, that's why people says, sometimes I think I'm made up of two people. You see? And everybody thinks the same, actually. So, and why? Because it's true. You're made up of a duality. But that duality is not opposite. It's complementary.
Right, because you couldn't have one with the other.
You cannot have one without the other.
Yeah.
That's like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Opposite, but the same coin. So now let's talk about the human. Now the human is driven from birth, you see, towards love, towards understanding, towards belonging. So it seeks, it prods, it explores, it needs, it wants, mm-hmm. desires, yearns, hopes. It wants to be better, wants to improve, but it never works. What I mean is that it is never satisfied. The human is never satisfied because it never reaches a point where it says, oh, I've got $1 million, I should retire, I'll be happy. No, I want more. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. So it's never more. So you have a beautiful home and it's great and it's comfortable and you've got a family, maybe you want more. So this is the drive when we seek in the world. And everything that we seek in the world is a semblance of the being. See, this is the point, is that whatever we seek, it's always the being we are seeking. Why do we want a big home? Because we want to feel comfortable, we want to feel at home. Being is the home. You see, we want a lover, we want to feel loved, we want to feel we belong, we want to feel okay. Okay, why? Because being is being okay. Being is the love we are seeking all the time, and it expresses outwardly, which is necessary, through the human. So the human is a vehicle in which we can, through experiencing the world of form, we discover who we are, which is the being.
Looking for ourselves.
We're looking for ourselves. We're never looking at what.
And why we so? It seems you're so silly. We spend so many years looking for something that's already there.
That's really there.
The world encourages us to do that though today because
yes,
of all
but
the
that's
entertainment
all,
and everything.
Right.
So it's difficult.
But everything that's out in the world is a form of being. It gives us enjoyment. Mm-hmm. It gives us sensual satisfaction. Mm-hmm. It gives us financial satisfaction. Mm-hmm. It gives us worldly pleasures. Mm-hmm. So it gives us the things that we are seeking, but they don't last.
But they don't last, yeah.
You know, and
so it's not.
They don't fill up the emptiness that we feel constantly because we haven't turned inward towards the being that we want above everything else. Okay. So now let's see the characteristics of being. Being is being, to be. That's it. Now it's invisible, you cannot see it, you cannot taste it, you cannot hear it, but you crave it all the time. The one that does the craving, and listen to this, it is the being knocking, which is your own heart, your own core, your own essence, knocking through the physical expression to seek itself.